We want to say this, that this investigation has been carried on jointly by the FBI, the Secret Service, the Rangers, and the Dallas Police Department. Captain Fritz has been in charge.
Has he confessed, sir? Has he made a statement?
He has not confessed. He has made no statement. Charges of murder have been accepted against him.
Any particular thing that he said that caused you to file the charges regarding the president's death against him?
Physical evidence is the main thing that we are relying upon.
What kind of evidence?
When will he appear before the grand jury, sir, please?
I don't know.
If that is the is that the next step?
The next step would be that.
What will happen to him tonight? Where will he be?
We will continue with the investigation. There are still many things that we need to work on.
Within 48 hours, do you think he might be before the jury?
Let Mr. Wade make the statement.
This is Henry Wade, the district attorney of Dallas.
There's still some more ends that we're working on. This will be presented immediately to the grand jury as soon as some of the evidence is examined. It will be examined today, tonight, and tomorrow. He has been filed in Judge David Johnson's Justice Peace Precinct 2 of Dallas. Been held without bond on this case and the other case, too. It'll probably be the middle of next week before it goes to the grand jury because of some more evidence that has to be examined by the laboratory.
Has he engaged a lawyer, sir?
Mr. Wade, could you elaborate on the physical evidence?
Well, the gun and some other things that were gathered. Gun is one of them.
If he's engaged a lawyer.
We don't know if people have been there, but we don't know.
Mr. Wade, you say the gun. Has it specifically been connected with him that that is the murder weapon and is his weapon, sir?
Are you going to bring him out? Can you duck it down?
Can we get a room where you get a picture of him?
Can we get a press conference where he can stand against the wall? That's all. We'll all be able to.
I don't know where he is. Where is he?
Mr. Wade? Mr. Wade?
Yes, sir.
Do you expect a confession from this man?
No.
You say it's a strong case.
I think it's sufficient.
What is the evidence that links him to the gun?
I don't care to go into the evidence now. Any of the details.
The jurisdiction of the Hoover trial.
It'll be in the Dallas County grand jury.
We took him to the shore and put him on the street and let them see him, but they couldn't, of course, couldn't interview out there. I wanted to look at him or take his picture. We got to interfere with their trial. The whole world's waiting for you to look at him. Should we or shouldn't?
Is there any here that you gentlemen could have a press conference where we could
Right down the chief.
all hear this a little better?
Speak up, sir. We can
go down there.
We're going to get in a larger room here. That's what we're talking about here.
I want the assembly room right around here.
All right, let's go down. Let's go down there where the...
Will the prisoner be brought out? Bring the leather bag in there.
Soon afterwards, the man who has all the answers is led down the hall on his way to a photo session with the press.
Let's go ahead. Keep moving.
He's being moved down to the basement assembly room.
Keep moving. Stay back.
He'll be taken down to the basement assembly room where he will confront the assembly of press gathered here at the police station for the past 10 hours or so of interrogation. 4 homicide detectives going at him one at a time over this 10-hour period.
Charged, I mean, in both cases.
No, I don't.
He's charged in both, but will you have a further statement of any kind?
Well, not necessarily, no.
Captain Fritz, is he showing any sign at all of cracking?
No, I couldn't say about that.
Captain Will Fritz, the chief interrogator of Lee Oswald here at the Dallas County Police Station. It is now 10 minutes past 12 Central Standard Time in Dallas, as Lee Oswald is being taken from this 3rd floor, where he has been for the past several hours, down to the assembly room. There, the police chief, Chief Curry, along with District Attorney, names, the district attorney and the police chief, along with the suspect, will meet the press. Frank Wade is the district attorney. Lee Oswald, as you know, has been formally charged not only with the murder of Patrolman Tippit, but also the assassination of President Kennedy. He has at no time given any sign, apparently, of cracking under the pressure of constant interrogation. As I mentioned before, 4 homicide detectives have been questioning him now for some 10 solid hours. He has been formally charged before a Precinct 2 Justice of the Peace for Dallas County, David Johnston. Johnston says that he will be brought probably before a grand jury sometime in the middle of next week and will be indicted for the murder of the president.
So police parade Lee Harvey Oswald before photographers in a downstairs room at City Hall. Oswald is grim and tight-lipped. Afterwards, he's brought back upstairs to a solitary cell where he will spend a restless night.
Suspect Lee Harvey Oswald has now been booked into the Dallas police station. He has been taken to a single cell on the 5th floor of this building where he's being held under heavy guard and apparently will not be questioned anymore within the next few hours. The 10 hours of interrogation took place inside the door directly behind me, where a team of 4 homicide detectives led by homicide police captain Will Fritz talked to the suspect for some 10 hours. He, at this point, has been formally charged with the assassination of the president, as well as the murder of Patrolman J.D. Tippit. Oswald, at no point during these 10 hours of interrogation, has apparently admitted anything. He admits to being in the building at approximately the time of the presidential assassination, and he was captured at a theater in a section of Dallas some 4 miles from the assassination scene. It was at this point that Patrolman Tippit was found shot to death in his police car. Paraffin tests show that the suspect has fired a gun. This would not necessarily mean the rifle involved in the presidential assassination. Oswald, when asked as he came out of that door and was taken downstairs from this 3rd floor to the basement to the booking desk, "Did you kill the president?" He said, "I did not." District Attorney Frank Wade for Dallas County says the suspect Oswald will probably be taken before a grand jury sometime the middle of next week, where he will be formally indicted for the murder of the president and Patrolman Tippit. Police officials here, working in close cooperation with federal authorities, the FBI, are at this point fairly non-committal as to exactly what the suspect has admitted. But he apparently has made no confession, and after 10 hours of constant interrogation has held on to his initial story. The scene in this hallway now is considerably quieter than it was throughout the past 10 hours. Soon after the arrest of Oswald was made known, this hall was jammed with the mob of news reporters and cameramen who converged on the area minutes after the assassination of the president. The charging of Lee Oswald, 24-year-old suspect, was before Dallas County Justice of the Peace David Johnston. He simply told the suspect, "You are hereby charged with the murder of Patrolman J.D. Tippit in one formal charge and of President John F. Kennedy in the other." He is accused of murdering both of these men with malice aforethought, first-degree murder. Suspect Oswald, as I said, is now on the 5th floor of this building in an isolated cell under heavy guard, where he will be held through the night with possibly more interrogation, and certainly more interrogation tomorrow. This is Roger Sharp at the Dallas Police Station.
Oswald's home.
Downtown Dallas. Dallas Police Department now, Bob. Excuse me.
Yes. Oswald lives in Fort Worth. There has been no explanation yet of what he was doing in Dallas today, whether he came here specifically for whatever he had in mind.
Once again, that's Oswald. Yeah, but go down.
He's being, was undergoing intensive interrogation, of course, from the moment he was picked up, and almost constantly.
Oswald still insists that he had nothing to do with the assassination. Just about an hour ago, he told reporters at the Dallas Police Headquarters, "I don't know what this is all about. I didn't do anything."
There's the weapon there. Bill Lord has been at the police station for the last 4 or 5 hours, right, Bill?
Good estimate, yes.
Tell us what's happening down there, will you?
Well, I got to the police station about 2 o'clock this afternoon. There were about 20 newsmen there at the time. 2 hours later, there were over 200 newsmen. And this gives you an idea as to just what the scene was this afternoon in the police station. In a moment, you'll see the suspect, Lee Oswald, come out, and we'll ask him some questions. It was a very almost riotous scene in the police station as the press was fighting each other trying to get here.
Representation. These police officers have not allowed me to have any. I don't know what this is all about. Kill the president? No, sir, I didn't. People keep asking.
Sir, people keep asking him that, but I knew nothing about it at all. Paul Good is at police headquarters, and he just phoned in saying that the police chief said they are sure they have the right man, yet he is not cracking yet under the intensive questioning.
So he's been holding up how many hours now has he been interrogated by the police department? Bill Lord has been at the police station for the last 4 or 5 hours, right, Bill?
Good estimate, yes.
Tell us what's happening down there, will you?
Well, I got to the police station about 2 o'clock this afternoon. There were about 20 newsmen there at the time. 2 hours later, there were over 200 newsmen. And this gives you an idea as to just what the scene was this afternoon in the police station. In a moment, you'll see the suspect, Lee Oswald, come out, and we'll ask him some questions. It was a very almost riotous scene in the police station as the press was fighting each other trying to get here.
Representation. These police officers have not allowed me to have any. I don't know what this is all about. Kill the president? No, sir, I didn't. People keep asking.
Sir, people keep asking him that, but I knew nothing about it at all. Paul Good is at police headquarters, and he just phoned in saying that the police chief said they are sure they have the right man, yet he is not cracking yet under the intensive questioning.
So he's been holding up how many?
How long has he been under questioning now?
I don't know exactly how long he's been under question. It's been intermittent. It has not been continuous.
But so far, he's given absolutely no sign of weakening under the questioning?
No.
Are you and the rest of the police convinced you are the right man now?
I think we do.
Are there any other suspects linked with Oswald?
No. Not prime suspects.
Oswald?
No. Not prime suspects. There's others we want to talk to.
Was he given...
We have some eyewitness reports. ABC's Bill Lord interviewed some people. First, a Dallas policeman, an eyewitness to the shooting.
Jim Chaney, I understand that you were riding next to the president's car when the assassination took place. I was riding on the right rear fender of what happened. Well, we had proceeded west on Elm Street at approximately 15 to 20 miles an hour. When we heard the first shot, I thought it was a motorcycle backfiring. And I looked back over to my left, and also President Kennedy looked back over his left shoulder. Then when the second shot came, I looked back just in time to see the president struck in the face by the second bullet. He slunk forward into Mr. Kennedy's lap, and when it was apparent to me that we were being fired upon, I went ahead of the president's car to us over there to take him to Parkland Hospital, and he had Parkland Hospital stand by him. I went on up ahead of notify the officers that were leading the escort that he had been hit and was going to have to move out.
You did not see the person who fired the shot?
No, sir. It was back over my right shoulder.
What preventive measures had been taken to preclude such an incident?
I don't know what had done that part of town.
All right, fine. Thank you.
Let's go.
This patrolman was so close to the president that following the 3 shots, his uniform was spattered with blood. There were many witnesses to the assassination, many of them people who had come to town early in the day to find a place to watch the president and the First Lady, and I talked to one who saw it happen and took a picture.
And I took the picture. It so happened my picture, when I took it, was at the same instant that the president was hit. And that does show in my picture.
What does the picture look like?
It shows the president, he slumped. Jackie Kennedy was leaning towards him to see. I guess it all happened so suddenly, I don't think anyone realized, what had happened.
Did you realize what had happened when you heard the shot?
No, I didn't. There was, 3 or 4 real close together. And it was, must have been the first one that shot him, because that was the time I took the picture. And during that time, after I took the picture, and the shots were still being fired, I decided I'd better get on the ground.
Did people lie down on the ground?
I just know about myself and the ones right close to me. And, well, really, I just know about myself.
You did lie down?
I did. I was no more than 15 foot from the car and in line of fire, evidently.
Did Mrs. Kennedy scream on the first shot?
I don't know about the first shot, but she did scream. She says, "My God, he's been hit," or "he's been shot."
And the president fell in Mrs. Kennedy's arms?
No, I think he just slumped into the seat. She jumped up over him, and during the time when she jumped up, of course, the car sped away real fast.
Now, the picture you took, I understand the FBI has it now.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you very much. In addition, there were some 8mm color motion pictures taken at the time, and these also are in the hands of the FBI and the Secret Service.
Looking over the weapon that murdered the policeman and checking the wallet taken from the suspect, Oswald, who has been charged, there is the very quick film of the movement of Oswald out of the theater where he was arrested into a squad car for a trip downtown, which was of course just culminated minutes ago when Oswald was charged with the murder of the late President Kennedy. Now downtown, Dallas Police Department.
Oswald's face was considerably bruised when we saw him later, and this is, according to police, the result of a very heavy scuffle with the police at the theater. 2 of the policemen sprained ankles in trying to get the man. He saw them come in and said, "Okay, this is it." And a fight ensued, and of course there were 4 policemen who finally got him.
Right, and now we're going to hear Police Sergeant Jerry Hill describe some of the action that took place with the apprehension of Oswald at the theater. A veteran Police Sergeant Jerry Hill of the Dallas Police Force, who was on hand and who assisted in the capture of him. And we have a film of Hill's description of it himself. We thought we would bring you that next, as well as some scenes. We may repeat that Lee Oswald has been charged now with murder here in Dallas of the late President John F. Kennedy. And he has not signed a statement. He has not admitted to anything, but he has been charged with murder. Henry Wade, the DA in Dallas, said the case will probably be brought to the grand jury by the middle of next week. And now let's hear Sergeant Hill's description of the apprehension of the man charged with the murder of the late president.
That we had of the suspect in Oak Cliff was similar to the description we had and the man we were looking for as the assassin, but at that time we had not been able to connect the two in any way.
The only discrepancy was 2 inches in height, is that correct?
Approximately 2 inches in height was the only discrepancy in the description of the man who killed Officer Tippett and the man who shot the president.
What was the description of that man?
He was described as 5'6" to 5'8", slight build, brown hair, having on a jacket, white shirt, and dark trousers. Actually, the suspect is about 5'10", and had discarded the jacket, which we found in the Oak Cliff area near a funeral home in the 400 block of East Jefferson. And at the time we arrested the suspect, his pistol was again fully loaded, and we had a witness that said he saw the suspect stop long enough to reload his pistol after shooting the officer.
What did you find in the building? Where the president was?
In the building on the 6th floor, we found an area that near a window that had partially been blocked off by boxes of books, and also the 3 spent shells that had apparently been fired from a rifle. Also, we found the remnants of what could have been a meal eaten by the suspect of a chicken dinner. At that time, I left the building, and later I understand that in the same general vicinity, under some boxes, the rifle that was used was found. The man did not make any definite statement other than demanding to see a lawyer and demanding his rights. When we arrested him, he did not volunteer any information to us at all. The only way we found out what his name was to remove his billfold and check it ourselves. He wouldn't tell us what his name was.
What do you believe that he's the same man who killed the police officer?
Having been in it from the very beginning, as far as the officer's death is concerned, I am convinced that he is the man who killed the officer. Now, the tie-in on the rest of it will have to be established by somebody else as to whether the two situations are related. Other circumstances that are taking place in another part of the investigation, other than what I've been connected with, will have to be proved to tie the two together.
Bill, I think Bill here has a footnote to that.
It's interesting to note that Lee Oswald at first admitted nothing about the incident today. Then he said he had been in the building where the shots had been fired at the time of the shooting. And then a little later it was established that he had actually worked in the building and had been employed there as a clerk for...
And now for the reports, we take you to ABC newsman Roger Sharp, reporting from Dallas Police Headquarters.
With me here on the 3rd floor of the Dallas Police Station is Justice of the Peace David Johnston of the 2nd Precinct of Dallas County, before whom suspect Lee Oswald was formally charged tonight with the murder of President Kennedy. Judge Johnston, could you read for us the official affidavit?
This is in the name of and by the authority of the state of Texas. Personally appeared before me the undersigned authority, this affiant, who after being by me duly sworn disposes and says, your affiant has good reason to believe and does believe that one Lee Harvey Oswald, hereinafter styled defendant, heretofore on or about the 22nd day of November, A.D. 1963, in the county of Dallas and state of Texas, did then and there unlawfully, voluntarily, and with malice of forethought kill John F. Kennedy by shooting him with a gun. Against the peace and dignity of the state, attested by J.W. Fritz, affiant, sworn to and subscribed before me this 22nd day of November 1963, Henry Wade, Criminal District Attorney, Dallas County, Texas, which complaint was then passed to me at 11:26 p.m. and filed as cause number F-154, the state of Texas versus Lee Harvey Oswald for the offense of murder.
Did you read this before the suspect?
This complaint has not been read to the suspect. The prior complaint filed at a little after 7 o'clock last night was read to the defendant, and he was advised that he was remanded to the custody of the sheriff of Dallas County with no bond as a capital offense.
What was his reaction when the affidavit was read?
He had a few little remarks to make. I don't remember them exactly. He had a little misunderstanding about what this formal arraignment was, of it appraising him of the charges that had been brought against him.
Judge Johnston, is this normal routine for a homicide?
This is the normal procedure in the state of Texas.
And both affidavits charging him with the murder of the president and the murder of Patrolman Tippett are identical?
Other than the name of John F. Kennedy inserted on one and the name of Officer Tippett on the other, and of course the time they were filed.
What is your personal reaction to the suspect?
I have not been with him long enough to have formed any personal feeling about the man. I can't say anything at all about him because I was only in the room with him for some 5 or so minutes to arraign him on the first count.
He now has been formally booked and taken to an isolated cell on the 5th floor of this same building. Apparently there will be some more questioning tonight. What legally are the next steps in a case such as this?
The defendant can now either be brought before my court for an examining trial, at which time the certain evidences will be introduced to sustain the no bond set in the capital offense to establish that the offense has been committed. This can also in Texas be waived, and if it is waived, then it goes to the grand jury. If the hearing is held, then it is passed to the grand jury for their action.
What would you expect from this case?
This you cannot say, because when he does have legal counsel, that counsel could ask for an examining trial, and under the rules of the Texas law, he is entitled to this prior to his indictment by the grand jury.
Thank you very much, Judge Johnston.
Thank you, sir.
Justice of the Peace David Johnston of the 2nd Precinct of Dallas County, before whom the suspect, Lee Harvey Oswald, was formally charged tonight, early this morning, with the assassination of President John Kennedy. He read to you the formal affidavit. The suspect, as we said, is now on the 5th floor of this building, where he was being held under heavy guard in an isolated cell of the city jail. He more than likely will be questioned again by interrogators during the night and again tomorrow. The District Attorney Henry Wade stated that he believed the case would more than likely go before the grand jury here in Dallas sometime in the middle of next week. That's the story up to the minute from Dallas. This is Roger Sharp reporting.